You are preparing for CAT and XAT examination, and there is a question in your head: how to master VARC? Now, what is VARC? It is verbal ability and reading comprehension. VARC. XAT is, of course, one of the top-notch MBA entrance exam, and CAT is also a top-notch MBA entrance exam. And if you really want to prepare nicely for these examinations, and you really do not know, or you want to be sure how to prepare for verbal section, then this is a must-watch video for you. More than 50% reason, or more than 50% students do not score good in CAT and XAT examination because they take verbal for granted. So welcome to Ask MBA. In today's video, we're going to answer all the questions in regards to verbal section. So guys, please understand. First thing first, what is the difference in between XAT verbal ability section and CAT verbal ability section? There is only one difference, which I think it is quite distinctive and is going to make you think differently about these two examinations. In CAT examination, you won't be getting questions on vocabulary and grammar. But in XAT examination, you will be getting questions on vocabulary and grammar. One thing is common, that there are so many questions which are on reading comprehension, critical reasoning. In fact, in XAT examination, you have one more section that is known as decision making. Now, decision making is more or less critical reasoning. So, how to prepare for the verbal section of these two exams? Keep it simple. Divide them into three parts. The first is, you will try to develop the habit of reading and writing. Yes, guys, you heard me right. Reading and writing. What mostly usually students do, or what the usual suggestion they get from their faculties, that just focus on reading. Now guys, reading is very important. I do not deny that fact, but more impacting, and the way you can invest less time, be more progressive in your learning abilities, is by writing. You do not like reading, fine. Read a newspaper article and then imagine what you have read, the content, and try to write the same stuff in your own words. Do not worry about grammar. Do not worry about the content or information you can keep in hand. But then try to write one article daily. You can write your thoughts. You can write how your day goes. But make sure that you start reading an article and writing in your own words. This way, apart from reading, is going to give you immense amount of understanding of the written content in the language English. This will directly going to help you in reading comprehension, critical reasoning questions, and also para-jumble, odd one out. Now, what is para-jumble? Few lines are there taken from a paragraph and they are jumbled. In that examination, you got options, so you can use elimination method. What is elimination method? I'll make a separate video on it, but let me explain you in brief. You use the options to filter out what is the right answer. You will focusing on what is definitely not the right answer. So it's easy to filter out the right answer from the remaining ones. I'm just giving you a zest of what is the way to use elimination method from the options. But in CAT exam, you won't be getting that. So if you are someone who has got the habit of writing, so you're going to get that hang, that what comes first, what comes next, and how the structure is going to be there. So reading and writing is going to help you for para-jumble and RC, and also critical reasoning. In odd one out, you do not have to align the sentences into sequence, but you have to figure out from those jumbled lines which line is not the part of the paragraph from where the jumbled lines have been taken. It is just like para-jumble. The only difference is you do not have to align them into a sequence, but find the sentence that's not the part of those jumbled lines. Now, I do not need to emphasize much on grammar and vocab, but then understand the usage of the grammatical rules. Do not simply memorize it. Once you understand why the usage or why that rule is in existence in the language English, you will be able to figure out what mistakes we usually do while making or writing a sentence or making an expression using a written form of English. So that way grammar is going to be there. Focus on tenses, subject verb agreement, modifiers, parallelism, preposition and conjunctions immensely for grammar section. In vocabulary, that's the third part. Now guys, you cannot memorize things. The problem of vocab is not that you cannot understand, it's just that you cannot retain it, because your brain is going to delete the information which is not in existence in your day-to-day usage. So what you need to do is, do not force yourself to memorize. Rather, read and go through as many words you can which you do not know the meaning. in examination when that word is used in a sentence, or maybe that word is there with options synonym and antonym, answer is going to click. We are going to train you nicely, comprehensively from top to bottom, whether it's verbal section, con, DLR, maybe it is XAT or CAT exam. In fact, I'm from XLRI. You guys can get in touch with us. We have got 2 centers, one is in Vashi and one is in Thane. We also train online. Thank you and stay blessed.